You're tuned into No Good Music.
And here are your hosts, Rob and Sam.
Hey everybody, this is Rob.
And this is Sam.
Sam is back. And we're doing a kind of a special podcast tonight for the 60th, not my birthday, well, but the 60th anniversary of Rubber Soul, Beatles. And now we have two dates, and we have two anniversary dates. Do you know that?
Because of a US and UK release, or
Yeah, the US is actually the 6th.
of
UK was the 3rd.
December.
Yeah, but we're going to put this
Okay.
out on the 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that, and I saw the December 3rd day. It was okay. Whatever. Yeah, gotcha.
So we are already on show 101. We're going
Wow.
into the next 100.
Wow.
Now the album is runtime 34 minutes and 59 seconds. Nice short album. It was recorded October 12th and November 11th, 1965, except for the song Wait, which was June of 65. So obviously they recorded that first.
Yeah.
Now this isn't going to be a really long podcast. I like to say that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Till I start talking.
I think we'll just start with, we're just kind of celebrating, the album. It's not, I wouldn't say, I like the album, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite album, Beatles album. Do you have a favorite Beatles album or?
I was anticipating this question, and I kind of think it's like if you have multiple children, someday one child is your favorite, and then another day, I don't
you're
have a
probably
favorite.
right. Yeah.
And my Beatles love affair, I'm a huge Stones fan, as we know. I'm also, I love the Beatles, but like the Beatles are like more sacred to me. I don't know how to describe it. Like I don't, I don't learn their songs really. I don't, and I use it's strictly for pleasure, even though I have this recording the Beatles book, which I've dove into. Yeah, I don't have a favorite record.
Okay.
This is up there, Revolver, Rubber Soul, White Album.
Yeah, I'm probably the same way. I mean, Abbey Road sometimes. Sometimes I like Sgt. Pepper's. I think it's per album, per your mood. And
Yeah, that's the great thing about the Beatles.
or I listen to Beatles radio all the time.
Yeah.
And
The
so,
new anthology that came out, I've just been putting that on shuffle, and it's like, this is pleasant. And, Hey Bulldog will get stuck in my head.
yeah, I played some of
It's
that today, the anthology.
I think probably the one thing I've been more fascinated with how they made the records, having a recording background and that sort of thing. So that has always been a big deal to me. And I had, early on in my days of learning the craft, I had, everybody's that you obsessed over the Beatles,
Yeah.
Beach Boys,
I always try to remember when I first got into the Beatles, but it was basically that Blue album. The greatest, one of the, I'd say greatest.
Blue
hits,
and the
but
red
it's-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, and when they remastered that album, I got it's 3 albums remastered. It's a reissue, but it sounds incredible. I mean, it sounds, because I have the original, and I have the new one. And it's just so, with the Beatles, when they remastered a lot of, they brought out the drums a little bit more. They brought up things. You put the album out, and then you notice these things sometimes. Believe it or not.
Now that you bring that up, like we're doing some of the reading tonight about some of the songs, they talk about the stereo mixes because this stuff was done in mono, 4-track, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of George Martin, he didn't like the stereo mix because they did this, because they did that, and how they actually, there's a lot of comparing mixes on here. It's fascinating. It's for the super nerd.
Yeah.
Bring
Well,
in
we're going to
Jack
go
White.
into each song. I don't have a lot on the technical, so maybe if you had something.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
The other thing is, I have the album here. Like, I have the original. I mean, I didn't buy this when it came out, of course, because I was just born. But it doesn't have the same songs. Like, if you go on Apple Music or Spotify,
Yeah, I'm looking
it
at it right
starts
now.
with Drive My Car. Right? Drive My Car's not on this. It's not on this. This is the Capitol release. They did some weird things with Beatles stuff.
Huh.
Well, early
didn't
on.
know.
I mean, this wasn't real early on, but they would.
So that song's not even on your pressing that you have at all.
No, it starts with I've just. Oh, and there's songs on here that aren't on the. I've just seen a face. Second song's Norwegian Wood. So we'll go down. Let's go down the proper list, and then I'll tell you what it corresponds with on this one. So the first one on my album is I've Just Seen a Face. We said. I don't think that's on. Is that on? That's an added song. That's not on the regular one. Like, I don't know what. Do you have a list of the tracks? Or you?
The current one, yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
that's
the one
not
that's on. Yeah.
Okay. So Drive My Car. I feel that's just a great song to start the album. I mean, when you first hear the album, like for the first time, for someone who heard it for the first time,
Yeah.
I think that's just a good upbeat. Now the lyrics convey an actress's desire to become a film star and her promise to the narrator that he can be her chauffeur. Now, writer Kenneth Womack describes the lyrics as being loaded with sexual innuendo. He says that the female protagonist challenged the gendered expectations of a mid-1960s pop audience as an every woman with ego and a clear agenda.
Wow.
Do you have any technical stuff on that?
On that song, no, because I didn't even look that one up.
Oh, okay.
I can look
You
it
can
up,
look up
though.
Drive My Car.
Oh, no. Oh, I thought we were still talking about I've Just Seen a Face. Sorry.
No. Talking about Drive My Car.
Wake up, Sam.
Sam's going to look in his big book of Beatles,
My big book of Beatles.
Beatles bullshit. No, I'm just kidding.
387.
That should be a book. The big book of Beatles bullshit.
Big. Yeah, they don't have. There's no real notes about that in this book per se. They don't hit every song on.
Then we'll go on to Norwegian Wood. It's actually called Norwegian Wood. This bird has flown.
Correct.
Now, John Lennon said he wrote Norwegian Wood about an extramarital affair and that he worded the narrative to hide the truth from his wife, Cynthia. And the lyrics sketch a failed meeting between the singer and a mysterious girl where she goes to bed and he sleeps in the bath, which is a very odd lyric. Why would you sleep in the bathtub?
Really tired and it's relaxing in the bathtub.
Well, I figured it out because he's in the bathtub because the house is about to explode.
Well, so this might be the most monumental song on the whole record because of the sitar.
Yes.
This was recorded in their first recording session for the album.
Oh, hold on. We have a...
Here's a fun fact.
Yeah, here's a fun fact. Thanks, Paul. So they said they started this on 12th of October, and they were super influenced by Dylan on this, and then therefore influenced Dylan. Mm-hmm. He paid homage to them on Blonde on Blonde. So this kind of opened up sitar to a lot of pop music. You had Paint It Black by the Stones. There's probably other ones I'm missing. I'm only remembering Stones stuff. Mm-hmm. But
I'm not a big fan of the sitar. I'm not. When I hear it, especially the Beatles, there's I forget what the song is now. There's one Beatles song that's very heavy on the sitar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I can't. That's like my least favorite Beatles song. I forget the title because it's not a strange title, but it's not a memorable title. So I also have that here. Like you said, it was the first time the instrument was featured actually prominently in a rock song. Of course, inspired by Ravi Shankar and introduced to the instrument during the filming of Help. George Harrison was. And it says Harrison's sitar work sparked a fascination with Indian music that would deeply influence the band's later works.
Yeah. And for the people that don't know recording, like this is another Beatles record that was done with 4 tracks. So they had 4 tracks to record everything with. So track 1 was bass and 12-string acoustic. Track 2 was sitar. It got its own track. Track 3 was the lead vocal, the backing vocal, and acoustic guitar. And then track 4 was the bass drum, hand claps, tambourine, and the crash cymbal.
Damn.
So they record it and then they have to bounce it onto a track and then add. So, I mean, it's just that it sounds so amazing with the limited amount of technology they had is what blows my mind.
Yeah. We're going to talk more about the tambourine coming up.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now, you know what? I didn't realize, you learn something new every day. I didn't realize that in the song, he burns down her house, supposedly. Is that something you've heard?
No, where is that?
It says it says the lyrics sketch a failed meeting between a singer and a mysterious girl where she goes, he goes in the bath. In retaliation at the girl's aloofness, the singer decides to burn down her pine-paneled home. I thought he was putting wood in the fire. He says, so I lit a fire. Isn't it good Norwegian wood? So I lit a fire. Wouldn't you think I thought he was making a fire. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, here's my last line. Besides the sitar, this is a great song. I actually have that. So number 3, You Won't See Me. That's on both these albums there. Written by Paul McCartney.
See me.
And it reflects the difficulties he was experiencing in his relationship with actress Jane Asher due to her refusal to put her acting career second to his needs.
You don't need no man.
Well, I don't completely understand that, but, I don't know the whole dynamic there. Paul was a Beatle and recording and not touring, but why couldn't she be an actress? Or what are we saying here? He wanted her. She was pretty young, too.
Was she? They were all young.
Did you want her cooking and cleaning and all that stuff? I have a note here. The la la la's are a bit much in this song. When you really shaking his head.
It's too sacred. It's fine. It's great.
4. So number 4 on the Capitol album is Think for Yourself.
Oh, not Nowhere Man, huh?
No, actually, Nowhere Man is not on here. I don't know what they did.
What were they doing? That's like you were talking, my favorite song. Like that and In My Life are my 2 favorite songs on the record.
But what was this? See, I have the Capitol release. Was there another release? U.S. release.
I got to go through. I have a couple copies. I need to see which ones I have.
Okay, so we'll do Nowhere Man first. Track 4. And John Lennon recalled that Nowhere Man came to him fully formed one night at his home in Surrey after he had struggled to write anything for several hours. So.
Yeah, I've got to quote what he says about it. May I?
Yes.
So in 1980, Lennon said, I'd spent 5 hours that morning trying to write a song that was meaningful and good, and I finally gave up and lay down. Then Nowhere Man came. Words, music, the whole damn thing as I lay down.
Nice. It's odd. Not a lot, but some really great songs are written in a short period of time.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about this once?
I think it's like anything, when you first get that idea, but
Juices
if you try to go back to it and try and recreate something, say John was at the Home Depot and this song came to him and he had nothing, back in
At the Home Depot.
There was no Home Depot back in
I
1965.
have a terrible Home Depot story from today.
At the
I'll tell you off there.
hardware store, looking at hammers, and he didn't have didn't have a notepad, and then he went home and tried to write it. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, now we have "Think for Yourself," and then George Harrison. It's George Harrison song.
Oh, we're done with Nowhere, man. It's like the best song on the record. That's all you got?
Oh, I love that song. Yeah, I don't have much on the. I told you it's going to be a short.
They finished that one. It says they finished that one on take 4. They decided take 4 was the best one. Or they overdubbed something. What does it say? Oh no, it says this is. Oh, hold on. Is this the? Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. I screwed up. I'm thinking of In My Life. There's some really cool stuff about In My Life. Also says John and George on their matching Fender Stratocasters. A lot of double tracking on this. Great harmonies. And then, here's the complaints about the stereo mix. So I'm just going to read this so people know, this is what this book has in it. It says, in the stereo mix, the track with the electric guitars was panned left for most of the song. During the guitar solo, however, it was panned right. This was done to fill the hole that would have resulted when the hard panned vocals dropped out. Since all the music was panned hard left, there would have been nothing coming out of the right speaker at all. After the solo, the guitar track was panned left once more. It's so funny. Stereo versus mono.
I know, and because I can hardly hear out of my left ear when I have the earbuds in, sometimes I know there's a little button on them that I can press if my wife's saying something to me. So I'll take the right one out, but I can't hear with the Beatles, and it's weird because you only hear one side of it.
Yeah, it's got guitar and drums in one here. Because it's
especially with the earbuds, because like I said, my left ear is kind of muffled. So I'll hear something. If it's the Beatles, I'll hear something more so one ear than the other, of course. So where were we? Oh, Think for Yourself. The lyrics suggest the influence of Dylan's September 1965 single, Bob Dylan's single, Positively 4th Street, as Harrison appears to rebuke a friend or lover. The bass on this, do you have anything on this bass, this fuzz bass? Think for Yourself? Think for Yourself, because don't you think it's kind of, this album is kind of experimental.
Yeah, well, that's another thing that comes up about this record is they were
trying out different,
wanting to try new stuff.
Yeah. But to have, I've heard of fuzz guitar, but not fuzz bass.
So I think, he did a lot of plugging, not using an amp and plugging his bass right into the mixing console.
Oh, okay.
And so they would turn it up.
Distortion.
To distortion.
Okay, we're on to... Did you have anything on Think
No, I haven't found it yet. I'll keep looking, though.
Okay.
There's a bunch of spots for it.
The next one is The Word. This is not one of my favorite songs. I don't know.
Why? What don't you like about it?
I don't know. I just don't like the way it doesn't flow. I don't know. Say the word, you'll be free. It has a good message. It's about universal love, spiritual enlightenment. And you know what? Oh, here, I have exactly why I don't like it. We have maracas. And you know what it is? It's also that guitar, that shrill guitar sound. I have that it's almost as annoying as a smoke alarm going off.
So I found a blurb about it. Ready?
Okay.
It says, since the Beatles first, this passage is called Overdubbing the Bass.
Is this Think for Yourself?
Yeah, he mentions it in here. However, during the sessions for Rubber Soul in '65, Paul stumbled onto the practice of overdubbing his bass parts, a technique that would eventually become the norm on Beatles sessions. The first recording of feature bass on its own track was Michelle. And then it goes on to say, Paul overdubbed bass on on George's Think for Yourself. Here he contributed a fuzz pedal version of his bass track, overdubbing the part as an addition to rather than a replacement of his original bass track. So the final song, therefore, has two bass performances from Paul.
Okay.
There's fuzz bass over his regular bass.
Nice. So
Non-technical people are like, Sam, shut up.
this album's probably been, talked about like a million times, but
Yeah.
we're talking about it now.
Talking about it now, baby.
So either, this is for listeners who don't maybe not know some of the technical stuff or how the
or
songs
don't
are
want to
written.
know it, but are being force-fed it.
Yeah, you don't have to listen. Back to the word. There's maracas. Ringo's playing, shaking there. But that shrill guitar, I don't like. And there's an instrument called a harmonium.
Yes.
Yes, and that too. And hopefully they took a sledgehammer to that.
So maybe we should rename this episode what Rob doesn't like about Rubber Soul.
No, that's just one song. I don't like the sitar, and
Right, listeners.
Okay.
Just teasing.
They should have left that off this album. That would have been perfect. And put Nowhere Man on here. What's going on? Okay.
What the heck?
Okay, now we're on to Michelle. Ma Bale.
I'm tired of this song personally. All right, I'm going to complain now.
Okay. Well, some of these songs, yeah, we've heard millions of times. Look, we don't need to hear them again. This was actually, says conceived, like Paul gave birth to this song in the late 1950s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how old Paul, we've been a teen. I don't know how old's Paul? Paul's like 80. I can't do the math.
So he would have been, probably
Late
early,
teens.
very early teens or
Okay.
late adolescence.
Okay. Now, during the writing session for Rubber Soul, Lennon added a new middle 8 part, which was taken from Nina Simone's recent cover of "I Put a Spell on You." So there's a little
I didn't know that.
technical stuff. Yeah, I don't have much on this song, and I do have a fun fact.
Here's a fun fact.
I don't have it. I don't think I have it in my notes here, but I remember reading that Paul and John would kind of goof on each other by doing different like accents, like they were royals or something, or they were French. They would do French accents, right? And that's how they developed this song on that idea.
So it says the 3rd of November, 1965, the Beatles rehearsed Michelle. Paul plays his new Rickenbacker 4001 bass through a Fender Bassman. Interestingly, John and George's Vox AC30 amps had been reinstated. Microphone choices are the standard Neumann U48s on vocals and AKG mics on drums and bass.
Okay.
It says, to fill the last track, George Harrison overdubbed a bit of electric guitar. More work needed to be done, but with all 4 tracks full, a reduction mix was required to free up space. Paul's bass and George's guitars were combined to a single track. More. Oh, so.
But who was Michelle? That's what we need.
Yeah. I only got the technical stuff.
Okay. Is that all you have?
Yeah. Yeah. I only got the technical stuff. And here's another blurb where it's like, readers should be aware of the fact that the current CD releases of Help and Rubber Soul do not feature the original mixes created by Norman Smith and George Martin.
What is that book you have, though? I know you might have
It's called Recording the Beatles.
And it's on every song?
No, not everything, but a lot of things.
Okay.
It's like almost 500 pages.
Yeah, it looks like it's heavy.
Over 500 pages.
It's so heavy. Anyway.
See what you did there.
Yeah. Let's see. What goes on? So this, on the Capitol, It's Only Love. is on there.
Huh.
That's an older song. It's only well.
Yeah.
Well, it would be older. It wouldn't be. It won't be in the future. So what goes on? Now the Beatles had attempted to record an early version of Lennon's "What Goes On" in 1963, and with little time to complete Rubber Soul, because I think this album I read was, maybe was recorded in a month, like 4 weeks.
Sounds right.
The song was reworked by Lennon and McCartney as a vocal spot for Ringo. He also received his first songwriting credit as co-composer, and perhaps the first Beatles country song. I think it's the first Beatles country song. But they don't really call it a country song, so that's the problem. But I'm pretty sure this is close to country. And it's about a cheating woman. That's what it's about. And that's all I have. Do you have anything? No? Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Next is Girl, track 9.
Track 9.
And John Lennon said he wrote Girl about a archetypal woman, which is, a typical woman, he had been searching for and would finally find in Yoko Ono, who he met in November 66. And also in the lyrics, he expresses his disdain for Christian moral values. And the song was the final track recorded for the album.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. It was John's answer to Paul's Michelle.
There you go. And do you know that the word tit is in the chorus?
No.
They
What's
say
it
tit. Yes. McCartney recalled that he and Harrison sang tit, tit, tit on the middle eighths to capture the innocence of the Beach Boys singing La La La. Yeah, according
it has,
to...
George plays a bouzouki on it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like this song. I like Girl. Then we have I'm Looking Through You. It says here, like you won't see me and we can work it out. I'm Looking Through You focuses on McCartney's troubled relationship with Jane Asher again. Boy, that Jane Asher. She was a good-looking woman, but kind of trouble for Paul,
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay. Jeez, Paul. What was that? We're getting on Paul's nerves.
Sir Paul.
I feel like I'm getting a headache.
Did you get
I
migraines?
think it's my neck. No, not really, but I have arthritis in my neck, so if I don't
Oh, you do?
sleep right. So the next song is In My Life. And this is one of my favorites.
I mean, it might be one of his best compositions ever.
Oh, yeah.
Third song recorded for the record, and they did it in 3 takes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I know some of them they've done 20 takes. Some of the demos and stuff that have come out or whatever. Even the anthology. You hear like it says take 18 or something.
Yeah. 827.
Now, John did consider this to be his first real major piece of work, musical work. The lyrics evoke his youth in Liverpool and reflect his nostalgia for a time before the onset of international fame. I think it's just a beautiful song. And who doesn't love that piano part in the song? Do you know you probably know who's playing the piano.
Yeah. So, and it sounds like a harpsichord, but it's so they talk about it in here is that George originally did a guitar solo, and George Harrison, that is.
Yeah.
And then George Martin's like, I don't like it. And so George Martin played it piano at half speed. So they took the tape down to half speed. And then, so it's being played on replay at double speed. And it sounds like a harpsichord.
Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, I wasn't, you're not sure, like, what it is. I mean, it's an instrument, of course, but yeah, it doesn't sound like a piano, like a regular tune piano.
So the funny thing, it says at a minute and 47 into the CD mix, a very audible and somewhat sudden pair of guitar notes can be heard immediately after the track was panned back left. This may very well be a remnant of a previous guitar solo attempt that was wiped by George Martin's piano performance.
Huh.
It's the stuff people find, it's like,
Where is that?
Cool.
Where is that?
The CD mix at a minute and 47 in my life.
Okay. Now, most of these songs are around 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. You Won't See Me is 3 minutes. Yeah, like we said, it's a short album. Next song is Wait. So author Jonathan Gould includes, or says about the song, he includes the song among a category of Beatles coming home songs. And this is probably also my least favorite on the album.
Why?
And yes, I like it less than the Ringo song. Because of the freaking tambourine in this song.
Ringo's going to outlive us all.
He is. And I have here, if Yoko Ono was, if John had met Yoko, she would have freaking hit him over the head with it. He wouldn't have been playing that tambourine anymore. And no song needs a tambourine. Do you know that the Bob Dylan, his version of Mr. Tambourine Man, has no tambourine in it? That's how much we don't need tambourine. There we go. Did I blow your mind?
Mine has just been blown.
We're here to teach, folks. We're here to teach. Sometimes we teach the wrong things, but most of them are facts. That's a fact. If you needed someone, which is not on the Capitol album, and Ringo, continues with the tambourine, goes right into the next song. He doesn't stop. And then George wrote this as a love song to Patty Boyd. She was an English model to whom he became engaged in December of 1965, and he married the following month. Patty Boyd. Have you read her book? I forget.
No, I haven't. Was it good?
Her book's really good, yeah.
Was it just talking about the Beatles the whole time?
Yeah. No. She talks about her modeling career, her early life and meeting George. And
so it's a biography, a real biography.
I think then she went on to Eric Clapton, if I'm correct. I think I'm correct.
She wanted to be with the rockers.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't? Okay, and then we have our last song, Run for Your Life. And this is perhaps, I don't know why. Well, I can tell you why. It's one of my most favorite Beatles songs, believe it or not. It's a murder song, Sam. Murder song.
Murder ballad?
Yes, it's a murder ballad. And who doesn't love a good Beatles murder ballad? And this may be the only one. I wonder how many there
are.
I think this is the only one. Now, John Lennon wrote this song based on Baby Let's Play House. Maybe this is in your book. It was one of Elvis Presley's early singles on Sun Records.
Okay.
And there's a line in the song that he took from that song. I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than be with another man. It's in the Elvis song.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, this is performed in a country style, and it was the first track recorded for the album. And it says it features a descending guitar riff played by Harrison and slide guitar. Slide guitar is just great on the song. But Ringo's in this, he's on the tambourine again. And I asked the question, how can Ringo play the tambourine and the drums at the same time?
Puts it on his hi-hat.
Oh, yeah? Puts it on his head, shakes his head.
Actually, there's a picture of his drum set in here.
I know they recorded different instruments at different times, so you know.
If he's got one on top of there. Nope, not in this picture.
What's that book again? Tell me the name.
It's called Recording the Beatles.
Okay, there you go.
Catchy title.
Now, when did that come out?
I'll say early 2000s.
Okay. Have you had it that long?
Yeah, I got it.
Should
It's
have
like
time
a Christmas
to have
present.
read the whole thing by now.
I can't get through a book. 2006.
Okay. So now we are on to
Here's a fun fact.
fun facts. Thank you, Paul. I have some fun facts, and then we're going to wrap it up.
I'll take it, wrap it up. Oh, different band.
Okay. The title was inspired by a compliment. Paul McCartney was inspired to name the album Rubber Soul after overhearing an American musician describe Mick Jagger's singing style as plastic soul. Plastic soul. And Paul turned the phrase into a cheeky nod to the Beatles' own attempts at soul music. I don't know if I hear any soul music on the album.
None.
It is an odd name for an album, Rubber Soul.
I always wondered what. Now I learned something. I didn't know that.
Now we let's see here. The font. Now you know I'm a printer, or so they tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, designer Charles Front was the illustrator who designed the lettering, the Rubber Soul album. The proposed title of the album suggested to Front the image of a global of latex. I'm not in the latex business, so I don't know. Or other viscous substance being pulled downwards as if by the force of gravity.
Oh.
So yeah, and then during a recording break at Abbey Road, the cover concept was shown to the Beatles, and it was readily approved, along with the photograph, of course. Now the photo, we find out. Do I have that here? Probably not. Something about they were showed the photo on a. They were reflecting the photo onto something to show and it kind of moved whatever it was reflecting onto, and stretched it. Whatever they were looking at, I don't think it was a mirror. And that's how they decided on the cover to make it kind of, along with the font, they're kind of stretchy. You know, it's kind of weird angle there. Anyway.
Oh, and the name Beatles is not on the cover.
What? It is not. You're right.
But everybody knows it's the Beatles.
The album was the catalyst that inspired Pet Sounds.
Yes, I knew that.
So after hearing Rubber Soul, Brian Wilson was spurred to compete with Lennon and McCartney. I don't know if he thought he was competing, but maybe
they inspired each other.
I think if you were both that big, you know, in music, I guess it was kind of a competition a little bit. You know, today I watched a video, a compilation of Mick Jagger talking about the Beatles. Only nice things, even when back in the 60s.
Yeah.
How he never had a bad thing to say about him. Even, you know, people want to pit the two. I know you like the Stones. I like the Stones too.
I like them both.
I know, and some people were like, you know, Stones or Beatles, you know, but you can like both.
Well, and the Stones' first song, one of their first singles was I Want to Be Your Man, which was a Beatles song.
Yeah, yeah. Brian Wilson said that Rubber Soul blew his mind. He said, that's it. That's all, folks. I'm going to make an album that's really good. I mean, really challenge me. I mean, I love that fucking album. I cherish that album. That's what Brian Wilson said.
Oh, it's so cool.
And then, of course, we already talked about the sitar. Introduced the sitar to rock
Your
music.
favorite instrument?
Yeah. Oh, here it is. A marathon recording schedule. The Beatles recorded Rubber Soul in just over a month. Unusually tight schedule by today's standards.
Mm-hmm.
They completed the album with just hours to spare before the release deadline. They had a deadline. Yeah. There's a hidden Bach influence on the song "In My Life." The iconic piano solo "In My Life" in My Life isn't actually played in real time. Wait, okay, we talked about that. But I guess it's Bach. Supposedly Bach inspired.
Didn't know
And then
that.
we have the cassette version's running order is totally different. So in the 70s and 80s, it was common practice to record for record labels to revise the running order of albums when releasing them on cassette. I didn't realize that. To ensure both sides were of equal length. Okay, that makes sense. But with the cassette release of Rubber Soul, however, EMI rearranged the album's running order, creating a tonally very different listening experience. I mean, it starts with Norwegian Wood.
Wow.
Well, the last song is Run for Your Life still. Drive My Car is on side B. Starts side B.
Fascinating.
We have a couple more things. How Capitol, oh, here we go. We talked about this with the album I have. It says Capitol butchered Rubber Soul. It said Capitol Records, the Beatles' U.S. label, famously carved up the Beatles' Parlophone albums to create weird mutant albums beefed up with non-album 45s in order to keep the gravy train running and squeeze the Beatles' early catalog. It says, although Rubber Soul came out in the U.S., it says at the same time, which is not true. Let's see, the Capitol album only featured 10 of Rubber Soul's 14 songs. So here's the songs they admitted: Drive My Car, Nowhere Man, What Goes On, and If I Needed Someone. And they added, I've Just Seen a Face, and It's Only Love from the UK version of Help. So that's where those come from.
Wild.
So that's it.
I've learned so much today, Rob.
Thank you. Sure we did. And kids, if you haven't heard Rubber Soul, I'd give it a listen. But listen to the one that starts with Drive My Car. Just Drive My Car. You gotta.
For sure.
I also like, back to in my life, right? Those notes in the beginning are so iconic, I think, to everybody, to me. I mean,
absolutely.
It's only 6 notes or something, and I just learned to play it on guitar, so I'm almost there.
Awesome.
Boom, 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 boom. And I'm not going to get my guitar and play it. Oh, and one last thing is, I think when the album turned 50, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe they had, I mean, I couldn't find anything like this year where there's going to be any kind of, reissue, deluxe version. I've read comments indicating that there really hasn't been, a deluxe version of Rubber Soul.
I wonder why.
Maybe there's nothing. Oh, Sam broke out his guitar. He's going to sing for us. What are you playing? Are you going to play that?
You can't hear it?
No. Oh, I couldn't hear it. No, that's weird. Sam just played the Sounds of Silence. Actually, I'm sorry, but Sam, you just played Paul McCartney's new song, which is actually silent. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you know that?
No.
Do you know about that?
He had a song of nothing, of silence?
Yeah, which wasn't the first time I think someone's done that. Wasn't there
there's a famous passage of music that's like isn't it like copyrighted that you can't do?
I saw the guy's name come up like a million times in the comments that, this guy's going to sue Paul. This guy's, I forget his name. But it's sad that there isn't any, not that I have, money to go buy a deluxe set or something, but, I really wanted to get Kiss Alive, one of those deluxe sets.
It says what the internet says is that it's partly due to a lack of, no deluxe version, because of a lack of significant bonus material and technical challenges with the original recordings.
Well, like you said, that the one song only did 4 takes. So and I guess because they had to record in such a limited amount of time, there's not that many extra things they recorded. They didn't have time to go through the songs for a long period of time to work them out. It's amazing, though, I'm pretty sure the songs were, either mostly written or completely written, I would think, except for maybe the musical, adding things to the music part. But I would think mostly the lyrics, the song was written when they went in to do it in that amount of time, right?
Right. Yeah, totally.
Because it's not like, Get Back, where you watched that, right?
Yes. That was great.
Where they were a week just or more working on a song. That's amazing, though, to be able to do that, for any band. I'm not saying the Beatles worked together perfectly, because we saw, where George left, and
yes, I'm leaving.
But it's hard. I mean, you're in a band, and different personalities.
Yeah, it's sometimes like being married to a bunch of people.
Well, thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Rob.
I know you're busy, and I'm like all
great.
Of a sudden super busy, which is good.
Yeah.
I feel like I put up the Christmas lights today.
Oh, nice work.
I had to go out to Home Depot plug again, to get more lights. Still wasn't enough, but anyway, now I'm going to relax.
Me too. I'm going to have some
tomorrow, brew some beer.
Oh, good luck with that. My girlfriend said it's time to have some pie. It's pie time, dessert time.
Oh, apple pie?
I'm not sure. Oh, with chocolate, frozen.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Rob.
And don't forget to turn off the TV.
And turn up the music.
You've been listening to No Good Music, intro and exit music by the band 99%. Today's episode was recorded live and slightly edited for your listening enjoyment at the Did You Say 7 Studios in Washington, New Jersey. You can find No Good Music on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, our host site Podbean, and mostly anywhere you listen to podcasts. Be sure to follow our Facebook and Instagram pages. And as always, thank you for listening.